Yeah, that's how they make Twinkies.
I know,
weird.
delicious.
Hey, it's Jared Wade, Communications Director for the town of Avon, and I am here with Ryan Cannon, our town manager, to talk a little bit about the meeting that happened yesterday. Before we get into the meeting, I'm going to ask you real fast. Ryan was a celebrity judge at a talent show that happened yesterday. What was your favorite part of the talent show? If you look online, if you look on our social media, you'll find some photos that were posted on there. Ryan and two other individuals were brought in as celebrity judges. Ryan, favorite part of the event?
I think my favorite part was how happy and excited the residents were.
Yeah.
And how much fun they actually had. It was really cool to be a part of that. So
there was a gentleman, I can't remember his name. I have it written down somewhere. Angel, on the underneath your computer right there, there's like a little piece of paper, like a folded piece of paper. Can you hand that to me? Oh, this is great live video, isn't it? Who is the gentleman's name? The gentleman's name is Ned Weaver. That's who I was thinking of. Now you might be thinking of somebody else. Oh. Ned and Mary Weaver. Ned is like a world-renowned whistler. And it was incredible. Crazy how loud he could whistle. I was taking pictures and walking around, and everywhere I went, it sounded exactly the same. It was so bizarre. But yeah, I'm excited to see if they do that again next year. And
I know it was really fun to be a part of. Thank you, Katie Dingle, for inviting us and letting us be a part of it. It was the best part of my day yesterday. So
Independence Village, there you go. Independence Village did a fantastic job. Look them up on the interwebs. Thanks, Angel. Look them up on the interwebs if you so wish. The reason that we're doing a little thing right here is because the meeting last night was super short. There were only two things on the agenda, and I thought, hey, we'll give a little shout out to the Independence Village folks. So last night, council meeting, what happened?
It was very quick, like Jared said. We had two agenda items. The first one is we purchase our salt through a statewide bidding process. So every year we have to give a commitment to the state on how much salt we'll buy. I know it's super exciting for all of you, but the salt is what we put on the streets to keep them safe for you when we do snow removal. So the town council did approve submitting a commitment of 1,500 tons of salt for next year. So we're going to go ahead and give that information to the state and get that bid so we can continue to hopefully do a great job for all of you for snow removal. And then the last one was the second agenda item was an award of a quote for electrical services for, if you don't know yet, I hope you do, but we're widening Dan Jones Road. So we're going to do a field office down on Dan Jones on the east side of Dan Jones. And there'll be a trailer there. Where the trailer will actually be the entrance to our future park that we're in progress of working on developing. And so we're going to extend that power to there. It's going to be permanent power. So we're going to use it for our field office during the Dan Jones widening construction. But once it's done, it'll be the permanent power for the town hall park. So that was $17,400, and the town council approved that as well. And that was the whole meeting. That's what happened.
Two things, and that's all that happened. I do want to be very clear about something, and it can be a little bit confusing. The work that's going on Dan Jones is on Dan Jones. You're going to see a lot of probably construction equipment, and like what Ryan said, there's going to be some work and some buildings and infrastructure type elements on that park property, which is, if you're looking at it from an overhead point of view, it's on the northeast corner of Dan Jones and 100 South. That's not the park being built. It's just being used as basically a hub for construction workers and so on and so forth. After the Dan Jones work has been completed, I think that's when we're going to be looking a bit more for, hey, what's the design going to be and how can we actually get this work done? We wanted to get Dan Jones done first before we had too many different construction projects happening at the same time. Now, there was an interesting question, and I did not tell Ryan I was going to throw this question at him, but there is a bridge that is on the northern, I know. There's a bridge that goes over the CSX railroads on Dan Jones. Can you give a little bit of information and a little bit of detail about how that bridge is going to, what's going to happen with that bridge and who's ultimately responsible and stuff like that?
Yeah, great question. The bridges in Hendricks County are actually maintained by the county and not the towns. So any bridges in Hendricks County are all maintained by the county. So the county is working on widening the Dan Jones Road Bridge. And so we're expecting that hopefully this summer, the county will bid that project with construction to start shortly thereafter. Construction is expected to take about 18 months. So it will be a pretty lengthy project. It will stay open during construction. So that's the good news. What the county's doing is they're actually going to build a bridge to the to the west of the existing bridge. So the existing bridge will stay in operation while the county builds the bridge to the west. And then once that bridge is done, they'll shift traffic to that bridge. And then they're going to tear down the deck on the existing bridge and actually replace that. And so you'll actually have two bridges that are side by side that will actually eventually then be 4 lanes. So there'll be 2 lanes on each bridge. So not our project. It is the county's. The county's working hard to get it out to bid as quickly as they can. So something to look forward to. Even though our construction's done, there'll still be some other construction going on there.
Yeah, this is another example of kind of how it's in the area. It's in Avon. It's in that greater Avon area, but there's different entities that work on things. Another example would be US 36. That is maintained by NDOT. The bridges are by Hendricks County. So the planning process and getting it actually worked on can sometimes adjust and change, and dates don't always hit when we think they're going to hit. But we're always transparent, and we're always willing to tell you and talk to anybody that has questions about why projects are being done in a certain way. Sometimes projects happen that are completely out of our control. We do our very best to try to work with the other projects that are happening. But if those get adjusted and those get modified, we kind of have to continue to move forward, or else we're going to be on delay by sometimes years, and we don't want to do that for our residents. So if you have questions about the project in any form or fashion, I would encourage you to visit our website, avonindiana.gov. I just love saying that. Like, it just flows, avonindiana.gov. You can go to avonindiana.gov/Dan Jones. Dan Jones is Dan Jones. Yeah, Dan Jones. That will have all of the information on all of the different phases of the project. It also has all the contact information for Ryan or Steve Moore, who's our public works director. We're going to do our very best to be as transparent and as honest about what is happening, when it's happening, where it's happening as possible. So look at that webpage before you go anywhere else, because that's probably going to have the most updated information that we have. Next town council meeting is
March 23rd.
March 23rd. If you want to visit us, we would encourage you to do so. We always have 2 public comment sections. You can find the complete calendar on our website. And what's that domain for our website again?
avonindiana.gov.
I love it. I just love it. My friends, have an amazing weekend. We will see you soon. Bye.